In today's video, I am going to demonstrate how to clean your wheel at Stray Cat Studio using as little water as possible. As you can see, I have just finished throwing and I'm about to start my cleanup process. First thing I do is wipe off the slip from my hands and just get myself cleaned up a bit. I've sped this process up for you. The next thing I do is wipe off my tools with the throwing water. So that was my wooden rib, here's my wooden knife, and coming up soon is my needle tool. Once I am done washing my tools off, I give the wheel head a pass, again with my throwing water. I then proceed to wipe out the splash pan with my sponge, soaking up that extra throwing water that snuck out into the wheel well. If you have a lot of water, you can just take that side off, one side off at a time, and pour the water out into your throwing bucket. I prefer to sponge it off, and as I go, pinch up those bits of clay in the corners that have accumulated and put them into my scrap pile. So far, I have not gotten any new water for cleaning my wheel. This is just the water I initially grabbed to throw with. I'm going to do my first pass on the wheel workspace there. And in just a moment, we will head to dump our water. So the next step is to take your throwing water and pour it into the throwing water bucket. This has a number of sieves in it, and that is to help catch any tools that may have gotten lost in the slippy water. As you can see, there's not much left in my bucket now. So we are just going to grab our sponge again and head over to the sink. At the sink, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my bucket and rinse it all the way out, have some cleaner water to work with, and work out the rest of those clay particles that were sticking to the bottom of my throwing bucket. Those will again go back into the recycled water bucket, and we do save all of that clay. This is our final rinse, just a little bit of water going out now, so that the bucket is extremely clean and ready to use for the next artist. Last but not least, I'm getting my hands and wrists cleaned off a bit. And then I'm grabbing a larger sponge using that rinse water that's pretty much clean by now. And we're taking that back over to the wheel to give our final wipe down. So fresh and so clean. I love to see the clean water sponge just erase any particles of clay. So we're going to do that on the whole wheel surface, from the wheel head to the splash pans. If you notice that you got any splashes on the floor, you can use a sponge to clean that up as well. If you made a big mess, there is a mop available in the bathroom closet. Found some extra clay. Just gonna give this half of the splash pan a final wipe down. Notice how I didn't have to walk these big splash trays back and forth to the sink and just have the sink running. I was really able to clean them up. Oh, man, 2 times for fun. But I was able to clean up this wheel using just a little bit of throwing water and then some rinsing water. This not only saves you from walking a dripping splash pan back and forth, it also conserves water. Last but not least, I'm going to reset the wheel, make sure that everything is good to go for the next person. Our final bucket rinse. And squeeze out the sponge, make sure there's no mud left in it. Always put away your sponges after you use them. Also, always put away your throwing bucket so it's ready for the next person. Turn off your wheel after you use it. Replace the pedal on top and move the stool on top of your wheel so it's out of people's way. Remember those tools? Oh, remember the mud that we set aside earlier? Some of that scrap clay? Let's go do a quick and dirty reclaim. That looks like forming a rainbow of clay, or a dinosaur poop of clay, as some people say. And we just put a little arc of our thrown clay, our scraps, onto the wedging board. By the time we're done cleaning up, you should be able to wedge that up and use it once more. Also got to put away the wire tool and our block of clay and anything else you might have gotten out. Remember our tools from earlier? It's time for their final rinse and a pat dry. Please always dry your tools and put them away before leaving the studio. Last but not least, we're going to clean up our throwing bats. Be sure to scrape all the extra clay off your bat, add it to your dinosaur poop reclaim pile, and give your bats a quick scrub and a rinse so that they're ready for the next person. Don't forget to dry them off before you restack them. I hope this video was helpful and have a great day.